My name is Colton Read. I'm a senior airman in the Air Force. I decided I wanted to join the Air Force on September 11th. I was in 7th or 8th grade, and from that point I was like, I want to join, and I never looked back. And I started coming down with serious pain every time I would eat or drink. And less than a week after the whole pain started, I went in for surgery. So less than 36 hours after waking up and going in for a normal surgery, I lost my legs.
This week on Veteran Outdoors, we're traveling to Alaska with U.S. Air Force veteran Colton Read, chasing the ultimate big game adventure, Alaskan brown bear. You don't want to miss this extremely up-close encounter.
Several years ago, a small group of friends, both veterans and civilians, banded together to make a difference and to pay tribute to our country's veterans. The mission was simple: to honor our country's wounded veterans' service and sacrifice by surprising them with dream adventures. These are their adventures. These are their stories. This is their show. Veteran Outdoors, giving back to those who gave. Veteran Outdoors, presented by Ambush Firearms. Don't just hunt, ambush. Polaris, see the hardest working, smoothest riding off-road vehicle now at your local dealer. Charlie Bravo Aviation, freedom in private aviation. Anti-monkey butt powder, they cover our butts, let's help cover theirs. And U.S. Optics, engineered for superior performance.
My name's Colton Read. I'm a senior airman in the Air Force, and I'm from Arlington, Texas. I was raised in Texas a lot. I moved quite a bit. I was always into fishing, and I started hunting whenever I was about 16 with my grandfather, and I've been hunting whitetails almost every year since, and I love getting outdoors. I've moved 27 times, so it's always hard to find a place to hunt whenever you move so much. I met with the governor of Texas, and he was wanting to help me with the problems that I have with the military, and he told some people that I would like to go, and I really don't know what happened there. Then a couple weeks later, I just get a call from Carla saying, "Hey, here's your plane tickets and your travel itinerary." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" I had no idea about this.
My name's Carla Moxley. I am in my regular job. I'm a high school math teacher. However, several of us, my husband included, and Aaron Bloomquist got together and decided that we wanted to really help our veterans. My husband is an Iraqi war veteran that is 100% disabled, and 2 years ago he had the opportunity to go out hunting with Aaron and killed his first black bear, and it changed his life. So we knew that we wanted to do that for other veterans that have not had the experience of being able to go hunting since they got wounded. And so we got together and did some fundraising and did some brainstorming, and we came up with Have Alaska, which is helping American veterans experience Alaska. And this year we're bringing up 10 hunters, and so far with our first hunt we're 4 for 4. We got 2 brown bears, 2 black bears, and it's really impacting lives, and we're so blessed to be able to offer this to other hunters.
The night I found out about it, I couldn't sleep. I was so excited. I had no idea. I got on the plane in San Antonio around noon. Between all the flights and how long the flight is up to Anchorage, we got in about 11:30, and there was Carla waiting for us. Driving in, we saw a glacier, and then it was just, there's so much to take in, how beautiful it was. It just makes you realize that you're just out in nature. It's a whole nother world.
Closed captioning is provided by Source One Distributors, committed to the mission.
Anti-monkey butt powder understands the freedoms we have as Americans and supports Veteran Outdoors. They've donated thousands of items to our troops. And during this season of Veteran Outdoors, they will donate $1 to support our program plus send an item to our troops for every bottle of powder purchased on their website. As someone who spends a lot of time outdoors, I know that chapped, irritated skin can ruin your day. Anti-monkey butt powder helps you stay comfortable all day long. So remember, the troops are out covering our butts. Let's help cover theirs.
Only Polaris delivers the ultimate combination of power, suspension, and agility. The only trail-capable side-by-side, Ranger RZR. The only sport performance side-by-side, RZR S. The only 4-seat sport, RZR 4. And the only extreme performance side-by-side, the 88 horsepower RZR XP. Razor-sharp performance only from Polaris. Huge rebates and low financing are available right now during the Polaris XP sales event.
They got the straw that you use.
I'm a hardworking American, raising a family, helping my neighbors, and appreciating the men and women in our armed forces. I also happen to sell private planes. Sure, there are celebrities who jet around the world, but 90% of the private aircraft in the U.S. are flown by small and mid-sized businesses. Companies that use planes to get to remote locations or respond in a crisis enjoy profitability that shows what a competitive advantage private aviation can be. A big thanks to the men and women who defend that freedom.
This segment of Veteran Outdoors is brought to you by Sport, the ultimate hydration and performance drink.
Welcome back to Veteran Outdoors.
I'm Aaron Bloomquist. I was the guide on this hunt. This is really a great thing to have all these veterans out on this hunt. This is our first year with a disabilities exemption for brown bear over bait.
That's something that they would have never been able to do before, not for brown bears. We have gotten where we've made stands that are available by wheelchair. So they're either ground blinds or stands where we bait brown bears, and it provides them an opportunity that otherwise they would never get the chance to hunt like that. They'd never be able to hunt a brown bear because you can't, guys that are in wheelchairs or disabled like that, they can't get out and stalk animals, and it wouldn't be safe for them. So we're just really glad that it's legal, and it's been amazing for Colton and Dan to be able to do that. To learn more about Have Alaska and to explore the possibilities of your wounded warriors being able to come out on a hunt with us, go to www.have-alaska.org.
I had been in the Air Force for about 2 years. I had volunteered for a deployment because I really wanted a chance to do my career field somewhere outside of just my box. Whenever I was trying to do that, I started coming down with serious pain every time I would eat or drink. And I went to the doctor and they said it was my gallbladder. And they said, well, before you could deploy, you have to remove your gallbladder because that's not something they want to deal with overseas. And I was like, okay. And less than a week after the whole pain started, I went in for surgery at Travis Air Force Base out in Fairbanks, California. And it was supposed to be a routine surgery. And I went in for the surgery, and the doctors had made a lot of errors, and it cost me, I went 8.5 hours without blood flow to my legs because they nicked my aorta. And by the time I got to UC Davis, where they could actually properly repair my aorta, I had already had rigor mortis to both of my knees, and there's really no choice but to just go ahead and amputate at that point. So less than 36 hours after waking up and going in for a normal surgery, I lost my legs. I was expecting it to be really cold. I brought a whole bunch of long sleeves and a couple jackets. Whenever we got here, it's actually pretty warm, and really, it's almost perfect weather up here. I wasn't really expecting it being daylight almost 24 hours a day, but getting used to it, it's really neat. So the first night we went out hunting, we got out there and he had this stand up in the tree and it had a ramp going up to it. It was really nice getting up into a tree stand up off the ground, especially hunting bears. And we were sitting up there, and not probably 30 minutes after sitting there, we saw a nice looking black bear come in, and pretty much as soon as it sat down and ate anything, we start hearing something rattling behind us, and this black bear just runs off scared. And you know, we can't move that much, so I didn't want to turn around and look and see what it was, but we could tell it was another bear, and it was kind of scary because up in the tree blind we could hear that it was almost right behind us, if not a little bit below us. And it's just one of those things you kind of have to trust. And Aaron from Alaska was, he turned his head slowly and he was watching to make sure he didn't come up the ramp to us. And the bear ended up walking over to the bait station. It just laid down behind a tree where we really couldn't get a good shot on it for a while. And it was fun to watch the bear just pretty much just two paws, just pick up a donut and take little bites off of it. It was a really neat experience. And then Aaron said that he said, "You want to shoot that bear?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a gorgeous bear." And we had to wait a while before I could get into position.
Stay tuned for the conclusion of this incredible adventure.
What started out as a small local project has grown into a nationwide movement.
It started just as an idea.
The Boot Campaign was created to generate American awareness about the needs of our military men and women returning home from combat.
I said, you probably have the best idea I've ever heard of when it comes to supporting the military.
You know, take a moment out of your busy day and put yourself in their shoes for a second.
Find out how you can help support the Boot Campaign by logging on to bootcampaign.com and get your boots on.
Veteran Outdoors is proud to have country musician Kyle Park as a lifetime member and sponsor of this segment of VO.
Welcome back to Veteran Outdoors.
So the first night we went out hunting, he had this stand up in the tree and it had a ramp going up to it. Not probably 30 minutes after sitting there, we start hearing something rattling behind us. The bear ended up walking over to the bait station. And it just laid down behind a tree where we really couldn't get a good shot on it for a while. Aaron said that he said, "You want to shoot that bear?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a gorgeous bear." And we had to wait a while before I could get into position. Once I got in position, I pulled the trigger and go again. Being out here has been unbelievable. It's relaxing. You you get to just be out in the open, have the river flowing right behind the cabin. I hear that every night, and just hear the birds. And I mean, you just feel a lot. It's like a whole bunch of weight's been lifted off just being here, not having to worry about anything and just having a fun time.
Well, last night we got our big brown bear we were hoping for, and it was a little too big for us to carry out last night, so we're going in to pack it out and bring it out now.
We had the first guy ever to take a brown bear over bait in Alaska under this exemption, and I'm sure the biggest one ever for quite a while, probably years to come. Well, Colton, here we are. We got the mission accomplished, I guess. I just want to thank you for coming out on behalf of Have Alaska and Veteran Outdoors. And we've got a guy named Jerry Ayers down there in Texas that's going to do a full life size on this bear for you. So,
Wow.
big surprise.
Yeah.
So we need to get working on them, take some pictures, and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys.
I've hunted raccoons, squirrels, rabbits, deer, and you know, that's all fun, but you know, coming up to Alaska and getting to hunt for a bear, that's out of this world. Getting to see something that you're almost equal to on the food chain.